Hey beautiful people, if you don't know already, my name is Renee Davis and this is my channel, She Sparks Change, where the goal is always to spark a change in your mindset that will then spark a change in your life. Thank you guys for joining me for another Tuesday video, but before we get started, I'm going to give a special shout out to my friend and sorority sister. Her name is Seanita. She actually has a campaign going on called the Desperate for Jesus campaign, and she sent me as a gift this awesome bracelet, and I'll insert a close-up picture right here. And one of the things I love about her campaign is that she is inspired by certain women of the Bible who have these awesome, powerful stories. And so she has taken the time to create these videos about these young women in the Bible, and I'm going to link her YouTube channel down below. She also has a blog at theunlikelyblog.com, and I will also link that below so you guys can check it out. So make sure you show her some support. She is being courageous and using the gifts that God has placed in her. She doesn't even know that I'm doing this, but I just had to give her a shout out because I'm just so proud of her and excited to be a witness to the journey that she's on. So that being said, let's take a few minutes to get inspired. Speaking of gifts, I wanted to have a little bit of a story time to tell you guys about one of the most meaningful gifts that I have ever received. It actually came from my dad, and he gave it to me my senior year of high school. So it was senior year, homecoming time, and before the dance I had gone out with a couple of my friends out to eat. And we were wrapping up dinner and everything, and then a waiter comes out with roses, and I'm like, okay, who is this for? And he comes up to me and he's like, somebody asked me to give this to you. And I'm like, okay, who are these from? And I open the card, and there's a message from my dad basically saying that he wanted to be the first man in my life to give me a dozen roses. And so of course the waterworks started at that time, not just simply because of the roses, but just because of how special I felt in that moment. You know, my dad and I at that time, me being a teenager and going through all these hormones and all of that, we didn't have the best relationship all the time. I'm sure we butted heads often, and so for him to put all of that aside and to give me such a meaningful gift, it meant the world to me. So much in fact that I remember that feeling, I remember that moment nearly 11 years later, because it's so significant in my mind. And the reason why I wanted to tell that story is because that same feeling that I had that day and the feeling that I've had on other days where I've received meaningful gifts, that's the feeling that I want to give to others. And it's not by necessarily what I have, the amount of money that I have, or buying them extravagant things, but it's simply by using the gifts that God has placed in me. And so I want to talk a little bit about the gift that we can all afford to give. If you guys have ever seen my videos before or read one of my blogs, you know that I am always talking about the fact that everybody has been deposited with gifts and talents and abilities that God has given you so that you can be a blessing to others. That, my friends, is the gift that we can all afford to give. We can all afford to use the great gifts that God has given us and give it to somebody else in such a way that they have the same feeling I had. That feeling of being special, of being loved, of being seen. You may not think that your gift is so special because you know how to organize, or yeah, you can do hair, or you can write a little bit, or whatever the case may be. But your gift is so incredibly special to God because He knows that there are people that are just waiting with anticipation to receive it. There are people waiting to open up and see the gift that is in you, a gift that can change their lives, a gift that can change the course of their day. You hold that ability. That is something that you can afford to give. We all have gifts, all of us. And I'll tell you the evidence that you have a gift, the fact that there is breath in your body. We all have gifts that we were created uniquely for. Whatever your gift is, it is a gift to somebody. not meant for yourself, right? So we're not meant to be selfish with our talents and our abilities, but we're meant to give it to others to the benefit and glory of God. So whether you are a teacher, your gift shows up when you see those students every single day. It may seem like a tough job, you may want to give up sometimes, but you are being such a gift to those students. Or if your gift is writing, your gift shows up every single time somebody gets to read the words that you write. If your gift is as an artist or as a photographer, anytime somebody gets to see your work, that is a gift to their eyes. If your gift is being a chef or a scientist, whatever the case may be, anytime somebody comes into contact with it, you are affording them an opportunity to see the glory of God. You're affording them an opportunity to see what God has uniquely invested in you, and they can benefit from it. Okay, so I want to end, as always, with the truth that you can stand on. And it comes from Romans chapter 12, verses 6 through 8. I'm going to read it to you guys once I flip my Bible the proper way. It says, "We have different gifts according to the grace given us. If a man's gift is prophesying, let him use it to the proportion of his faith. If it is serving, let him serve. If it is teaching, let him teach. If it is encouraging, let him encourage. If it is contributing to the needs of others, let him give generously. If it is leadership, let him govern diligently. If it is showing mercy, let him do it cheerfully." And what this basically means is, whatever your gift is, whatever it is, just do it. Be a blessing to somebody. A gift is only a gift after it's been given. Who are you giving your gift to? If you don't know, find out how you can be a blessing, how you can make a difference in the lives of others. You know, a lot of times society will tell you what gifts are influential or important versus those gifts that can be tossed aside. But in God's view, every single thing that He has placed in you is significant and it matters. So whether your gift is something that is going to reach millions, or you have a gift that is going to reach one at a time, know that it will be a blessing. Know that you can impact somebody's life the way in which my dad has impacted my life, and so many others have impacted my life by using the gifts that God has given them. That is what is important, and that is what matters. That is simply why we all have a gift that we can afford to give. So, be encouraged. Know that I love you guys with the love that only comes from the one up above. Make sure you tell other people that this is a place they can come every Tuesday for their inspiration and motivation for the week. And also be sure to check out my friend Seanita at theunlikelyblog.com. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel, the Desperate for Jesus campaign, #D4JC. And also you can find out details about where you can get your own bracelet to wear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful day. Bye guys.